Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Ever scrolled past those ads? You know, the ones all about coding boot camps and thought, man, I wish I'd jump on that bandwagon sooner.
Yeah, I've totally been there.
Well, get ready to ditch that FOMO because today we're diving into something pretty exciting, the unexpected advantages of becoming a coder later in life.
That's right. We're debunking the myth that tech is a young person's game. And the inspiration for this whole deep dive, the brilliant work of Professor Mukesh Tikwani.
So he's the mastermind behind this whole older is better in tech idea. I got to hear more about this.
He really is. Tekwani argues that folks who are a bit older, maybe mid-20s, 30s, even later, they actually have a secret weapon. He calls it mental maturity.
Okay, mental maturity. I like the sound of that already.
Mhm.
So it's not just about being able to write lines of code, it's about having the life experience to actually apply it meaningfully.
Exactly. Think about it. By that point in your life, you're not just picking up coding on a whim.
Yeah.
You've got a clearer picture of your strengths, your passions, your career goals.
Makes sense. When I was younger, I jumped between hobbies like it was an extreme sport. Now, I'm way more focused on things I'm actually passionate about.
And that focus. It's gold when you're wrestling with lines of code, trust me. Plus, let's be real, you've probably got some solid work experience under your belt by then. Deadlines, dealing with those curveballs life throws at you, all those skills. They translate surprisingly well to coding.
So all those years of adulting were secretly just coding training in disguise. Who knew? Okay, but hold on a sec. Let's talk about the technical stuff. I'm not going to lie, I always pictured coding as this endless parade of super complex math problems.
Time to bust out the myth-busting hat. While it's true that some areas of programming, like, say, machine learning, they require a strong math foundation, a lot of it relies more on logical thinking, problem-solving those skills you hone just by navigating everyday life.
Okay, so maybe my high school algebra teacher would be surprised to hear I'm not coding the next big app. But you're saying those skills I do have, like figuring out why my printer keeps jamming or, deciphering my tax return, those actually count for something in the coding world.
Absolutely. Professor Tekwani is all about emphasizing those real-world experiences. He argues that they give you a practical edge. It's like you've already been through the fire of problem solving in the real world, so coding challenges. You're more likely to see them as puzzles to solve, not insurmountable obstacles.
Mind blown. This is already eye-opening and we're just getting started. Okay,
Wow.
so maybe I don't need to be a math whiz, but what about a computer science degree? Is that a non-negotiable to even get your foot in the door?
Not necessarily. No, don't get me wrong. Professor Tekwani recognizes the value of a formal education, but he's also quick to point out it's not the only path to a successful tech career.
You're telling me a fancy degree isn't the be-all and end-all. Okay, Professor Dikwani, I'm starting to see why you're such a rock star in the tech world. This is seriously empowering stuff.
He's all about breaking down those barriers and showing people that anyone, and I mean anyone, can learn to code no matter their background.
So, someone's listening to this right now, maybe in their 30s, 40s, even 50s, thinking, hey, maybe coding IS for me. Where do they even begin? It can feel like, whoa, where do you even start with all this?
I hear you. It can feel like this massive mountain of information, and you're just at the bottom, right? But luckily, Professor Tekwani, he's like our trusty guide. He lays out this clear roadmap, breaks it down into 3 key steps.
Okay, I'm grabbing my metaphorical hiking boots. Give you step one.
Step 1 is all about finding your learning groove. Choose your path. And the best part, there's no single right way to do this. We're talking self-paced online courses, learning in your pajamas at 2 a.m. kind of thing, or maybe coding boot camps, you're diving headfirst with a group. Even those traditional degree programs, if that's more your style.
So it's all about finding the right fit for you. Like if you thrive in a classroom setting, maybe a boot camp or a degree program makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're more of a learn at my own pace kind of person, those online courses are a game changer.
You got it. Tons of options. That's what's so great about it. Okay, ready for step 2?
Hit me.
Choosing your programming language. This is where it gets real.
Okay, real talk. Is there a best language to learn? Like if I master this one, am I set for life?
The million-dollar question. Truth is, it depends what you want to do with it. But if you're looking for a good place to start, Professor Tekwani, and a lot of other experts actually, they often point to Python. It's known for being beginner-friendly, and it's super in demand across industries, which is a huge plus.
Python, got it. But what if I want to build websites or, create the next hit video game?
So many possibilities, right? For web development, JavaScript is your go-to. If you're dreaming of building big, powerful software for, like, major companies, then Java's got your back. And if game development's your jam, C# is often the name of the game there.
So many choices, it's almost too much. It's like walking into a bakery and trying to pick just one pastry. Except instead of pastries, we're talking about, like, career paths.
Right. And speaking of career paths, that brings us to Professor Tekwani's third and probably most crucial point: specialization.
Okay, now you're talking. Specialization, lay it on me.
So you've gotten your feet wet with coding, you're feeling good. Now it's time to niche down. What are you truly passionate about? Don't just learn to code in a vacuum. Think about how you can combine your passions with these new coding superpowers you're developing.
So it's all about finding that intersection of what I'm good at, what I love, and how coding can amplify all of that.
Exactly. Imagine you have a background in finance. Boom. You could become a fintech superstar using your skills to build cutting-edge financial software. Passionate about healthcare, you could create apps that literally improve people's lives. Maybe you're a total foodie. You could design apps that help people find amazing restaurants or discover awesome new recipes.
Okay, now you're making me hungry. But seriously, that's what's so cool about learning to code later in life. It's not about starting from zero.
Yeah.
You've got this wealth of experience, this unique perspective that you bring to the table, and that's insanely valuable.
It's about recognizing that your background, your journey, all those years of experience, it's not baggage, it's a superpower waiting to be unleashed through coding. Professor Tekwani really drives that point home.
I love that. So we've gone from, is it too late to learn to code, to, wait, maybe I've got a head start because of everything I already know. Seriously, it's like someone finally flipped the script. I came into this deep dive thinking, okay, maybe it's not too late for me to learn to code. But now I'm like, wait a minute, all those years of, just life, that's actually valuable.
It totally is. And you know what's even more inspiring? Professor Tekwani, he doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk.
Oh, tell me he's not like secretly coding world-changing apps in his spare time.
Pretty much. A few years ago, he decided to learn a whole new programming language himself, just to prove it could be done at any age.
No way. What do you go for?
He dove headfirst into the world of mobile app development, even created a few successful apps, actually.
See, this is what I'm talking about. He's out there living proof that it's never too late.
Aww.
Okay, this is officially turning into my favorite deep dive ever.
Right. And it gets even better. He's used his platform to create mentorship programs, all specifically designed to help older adults break into the tech world.
Okay, now that's what I call putting your money where your mouth is. This is what gets me so fired up. It's not just about, like, learning a cool new skill. It's about using that skill to make the tech world a more inclusive, welcoming place. And Professor Tekwani, he is leading the charge.
He really is. A true champion for, as he puts it, tapping into the untapped potential out there.
I love that.
Right.
Well, listeners, if you're feeling even a tiny bit inspired, I say go for it. Explore those coding boot camps. Download a coding app. Dust off that old textbook. You never know what you might create.
You've got this.
Huge thank you to Professor Tekwani for inspiring this incredible deep dive. And to all of you amazing listeners, remember, it's never too late to learn, to grow, to dive into something new. Until next time on The Deep Dive.